This is a continuation of the video that I have on my channel. In October of 2023, I wrote a 30-page doctrine. I wrote it in 3 days, and I started talking to a lot of people. And subsequently, I've called out a lot of people. This is me whistleblowing. I have been whistleblowing publicly on LinkedIn a lot. So fast forward from October of 2023, I started living with a gay atheist in February of 2024. In May of 2024, I had a lot happen in this apartment. I experienced a lot of paranormal activity. I was also stalked by the CIA. I was stalked by people working for the New World Order. And I received a lot of signs from someone I love dearly who was in JSOC that I was in danger and that I was being watched. One of the events that happened in this apartment that was paranormal is I got a sacred liturgy book to protect myself from all this stuff that was happening. I brought it into the apartment. I placed it on this gay atheist piano. I went to sleep. In the morning, no one entered the apartment. I locked the top lock. I deadbolted the door. It kept unlocking itself when I would wake up. When I woke up in the morning, it was unlocked. I came out of my room. He had a antique chair, and it had been clawed apart. Something took claws to the whole chair. Right after I got this sacred liturgy book. As mentioned, a lot of paranormal things were happening. I was also being stalked, and I had a lot of, let's just say, signs coming to me. This led me to leave the apartment. I was annoyed. I like to sleep in peace. So I left. I went to see my friends who live north. I'm not going to disclose the location they live in. I've known them for a long time. They're two brothers. When I got to their house, one of the brothers came out, and I did not recognize the essence of his energy. Something was inside of him, and it was startling and unsettling. I started trying to talk to his other brother because I wanted a place to stay. I was tired of all this paranormal stuff happening. I went inside, and they commenced amongst themselves. And again, one of the brothers, I soon realized, was under mind control by the CIA. I also didn't want to accept it at the time. But someone in my past, his name is Andrew Cherna. He lives in Vero Beach, Florida, and he works for CIA Gamma. When I had this interaction with my friend when I didn't really recognize his energy, it was almost as if I sensed Andrew Cherna inside of his body. This is related to MK Ultra, which the CIA created with demonic power a long time ago, because they experiment on the human mind. And they work with billionaires to enable electroding into people's bodies. So I, again, didn't recognize my friend's energy. It was almost as if Andrew Cherna, who I dated his daughter back in the day as well. It was almost as if Andrew Cherna was hosting, or controlling, I should say, my friend's mind. I was in their house. I posted some stuff on LinkedIn to try and whistleblow and flag what I was experiencing. After this, and as mentioned in my prior video, I had performed an exorcism on myself in St. Joseph's Church. I fully contorted with prayer power, and I exorcised the devil out of myself. I did this again at St. Patrick's Church, and I exorcised the devil out of myself there as well. Subsequently, and I frequented St. Patrick's when I was, not going to disclose the location, but I frequented that church. And this is after the mind control event with my friends. And I am going to circle back to another moment that happened that day. But I do want to mention, after went to Mass at St. Patrick's, there was a man that came up to me, took a picture of me with his child, as if he knew exactly who I was probably trying to piss me off. So I'm going to leave that there for now. That happened right after I left St. Patrick's Church. This man and his son came up to me and took a picture of me. Didn't know who they were. Circling back to the day the week within, I was with my two friends in Connecticut. I went to a local restaurant that had just been opened up. And I went there to get some water. And there was a woman with her husband. They were eating. I knew I was being stalked and watched at this point. And I could sense that they knew who I was. Her husband seemed scared of me. While he was eating, I called him out. The fear inside of his body was unexplainable at the time. He started salivating on his food. And he started chewing with his mouth open, as if it just looked weird. Looked extremely weird. These two people were in the CIA. So this grown man, probably in his early 50s, I would say, he's in the CIA, was, for lack of a better term, pooping himself by looking at me. He was extremely scared. I was angry. At that moment, when I saw him eating with his mouth open, like a beta, I knew that he was a soul-harvested gray. And his wife was trying to protect him. Soul-harvested grays are not welcome on this planet. I called the wife out too. All she did was try to protect her beta husband. The CIA is going to pay for what they've done. If you work for the New World Order, you're going to die. and you will be dragged to hell for eternity. If you work, anyone who prays to the devil is going to have a big problem with me, because I have a big problem with you. I'm not going to whistleblow the names of these Satanists that I do on another channel. And I'm going to leave it here for now.